Hey guys, welcome back. Today on The Untidy Artist, I'm going to show you how I make bath bombs using dried flowers and some different botanicals. If you're new to making bath bombs, you'll want to check out my basic bath bomb tutorial. I actually have two of them. One goes through how to make bath bombs by hand, and the other one uses a mooncake press. There are different recipes on each one. I will put links for both of those videos below in the description of the video. With that said, let's grab some supplies and make some bath bombs. Okay, the first thing that you'll need is your dried ingredients. I've already pre-measured them. In this bowl, I have baking soda, I have kaolin clay, I've got some sodium lauryl sulfacetate, and some epsom salts. And I've pre-measured all of those. The recipe for this video is below. Once again, if you've never made bath bombs, you'll want to check out that basic bath bomb tutorial. And then I actually wait to put my citric acid in until the very end. And so I've measured my citric acid separately. And then in this little cup, I've got some avocado oil, my fragrance oil, some 91% rubbing alcohol, and some Polysorbate 80. I will be using this gorgeous fragrance oil from Mad Oils. They're all actually called Mad MICAs now, but Arizona Oils sells their fragrance oils, and you guys, this is such a beautiful fragrance. It's floral, but it's not overpowering. It reminds me of walking outside with fresh blooming flowers, and it's really a gorgeous scent. I'm not a huge floral fan, but this fragrance oil is probably one of my favorites. Now, if you checked out my unboxing video, you saw that I got this new color. It's called Oleander, and it's just the gentlest, softest pink. I also got a sample of Heartbreaker in one of my recent orders. It's a darker pink. I've never used it before, and I thought it would be fun to add a little bit to our bath bombs to kind of make them pop a little bit more and to brighten them up. And then we have some dried petals and flowers. I've got calendula, some pink rose petals, some lemongrass, some dried jasmine, and some cornflower. And I love how the blue pop of the cornflower. I thought these looked really pretty together, and I wanted to try something a little bit different. I liked the texture in the lemongrass. We're putting the flowers on top of our bath bombs, and I've also got some glitter. This is Sparkle Plenty. It's a biodegradable, eco-friendly glitter. I will put a link for it below, and it is in my fairy duster spray pump. And then I've got some embeds. This is optional. These are little tiny bath bombs that you put inside of your bigger bath bomb. It gives a nice pop of color as the bath bomb's fizzing, and I do have a tutorial on how to make these. I will link that below in the description of the video. I have some tools. I've got a big wire whisk, a small wire whisk, a spatula, a spoon from my kitchen, and some measuring spoons. And then my bath bomb molds. These are my favorite. I'm doubling the recipe I'm doing today, and this size gives me roughly 20 bath bombs, anywhere from 16 to 20 bath bombs, depending on if I am putting embeds in them and how tight I pack them. So I will put a link for those below, and let's go for it. So first step is to mix up our flowers. So I have these all mixed up together, and then we're going to set those aside so they'll be ready for us when we shape our bath bombs. Okay, so I have all of my dry ingredients in this bowl, and I'm going to grab my whisk and give it a good stir. We're just starting to get this mixed together, and then I'm going to put in my mica. So I doubled the recipe. I should be adding 2 teaspoons of mica. I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of the oleander, this soft, really pretty pink. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Heartbreaker, this darker pink. The first time I made these, I only used the oleander. At the end of the video, I will show you how the colors compare. I really liked this Heartbreaker pink. I could see myself ordering it. It's definitely a bright, happy, fun pink, and a little went a long way, as you'll see in these bath bombs. So I'm going to go back and forth between my whisk and my spatula. I like to use the spatula to make sure that I am scraping all the way down to the bottom of the bowl, so all of the ingredients get thoroughly mixed together. I like to use the back of the spatula to make sure that I've gotten any clumps of the mica mixed well into my dry ingredients, because you don't want any big pieces of the mica. You want to all mix together nicely. And then I'm going to set that aside and grab my liquid ingredients. Once again, this recipe is below in the description of the video. I'm going to take my little whisk and mix these all together. So I've got my fragrance oil, my avocado oil, Polysorbate 80, and my rubbing alcohol. And once that's good to go, I used to drizzle this in slowly. Lately, I find that I just dump it all in at once. If you are making these by hand, I would recommend adding the liquid ingredients to the dry ingredients a little bit more gradually. I will be mixing these in my KitchenAid, my stand mixer, and so dumping it in all at once just seemed to save some time. And then I like to grab my little cup and scoop up some of the dry ingredients and really make sure you're getting all of that beautiful fragrance oil and your liquid ingredients out of the cup. Then I'm going to go over and attach it to my stand mixer, and I'm going to scrape the sides and mix it for about 3 minutes. You want it really thoroughly combined. And I, once again, using that spatula to scrape to the bottom of the bowl to make sure that you have all the mixture combined. Then I'm going to grab my citric acid. I'm going to go put my bowl back on my stand mixer, and I'm going to slowly pour in my citric acid. It's good to pause a couple times and scrape the sides of the bowl. And once you have it combined together, you want to be able to grab it in the palm of your hand and squeeze it and have it drop back into the mixture without falling apart. And if it's not doing that, just add a few sprays of your rubbing alcohol as you go. I would recommend adding about 5 sprays at a time, letting it mix for a minute, and then doing the test again to hold it in the palm of your hand. You don't want to add too much of the moisture. And now we are ready to mold our bath bomb. So I'm just going to grab a little pinch of my floral mixture, and I'm going to put it in the bottom of my bath bomb mold, and then I'm going to spread it out with my fingers so it's not all just in one big clump. And what you want to do with this is make sure that when you're putting your bath bomb mixture in, you're sprinkling it lightly over those flowers. Otherwise, it makes them all clump in one spot. Then I'm going to grab my embed, and for some reason I grabbed my pink ones for this first one, and I'm going to press that in, fill the other half of my mold, press them both together, make sure that it's nice and compact and tight, and then using my spoon to release the mold, this is what we have. And I make sure it will release on both sides, and we have a beautiful bath bomb with these gorgeous dried flowers on the top. And I gotta tell you, mixed with this fragrance oil, it is so dreamy. And then we're just going to repeat this process until all of our bath bomb mixture is used up. My biggest recommendation with this is as you're putting in those flowers, make sure that you spread them out with your finger and make sure that you are sprinkling the mixture over the flowers so it doesn't make the flowers clump together. Also, a reminder to stir with your whisk your mixture in between each bath bomb you make. It will keep your mixture light and airy, and it will help you have better bath bombs. Be patient with the bath bomb making process. If you've never made them before, it does take some practice. I made a lot of bath bombs before I found a recipe that worked and a method that worked, and this really does work for me. My favorite recipe is from Dean Wilson. If you're not following him, you need to do it right now. His channel's is so great. So many awesome videos. I will put a link for that below. So thank you, Dean, for this awesome recipe. One thing I like to do is I let my bath bombs dry in half of the mold. So you'll want to have enough bath bomb molds to be able to do that. And after a few hours, I flip them over and let them continue drying. And I find that this gives me a really hard, nice bath bomb, and they don't break and they don't turn out an uneven shape. I also like to let them dry in this apple container. It just works out perfectly for holding them while they dry. Okay, last but not least, I am grabbing my fairy duster and I'm giving them a generous spray of my fairy dust. I'll put links below for my favorite glitter duster and also my favorite eco-friendly glitters. And here you can see the difference between just using the oleander and then using that half teaspoon of the Heartbreaker Pink with the oleander. You can see how much it darkened it. Let me know in the comments below which one you like better. I actually think I like the lighter pink better. I think it contrasts better with the flowers that we put on top of the bath bomb. I don't know, they're both really pretty. So let me know what you guys think. And you guys, that's it. We have these beautiful bath bombs. I think these would be perfect for bridesmaids' gifts, for a wedding. It's just a really pretty summer floral fragrance, and I love all of the flower petals that float around on the top of the water. It's relaxing and it makes you feel pampered, and I think we could all use a little bit more of that right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're feeling social, follow me on Instagram. That's where you'll see upcoming videos that I'm working on. If you haven't subscribed, please do. That would be awesome. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.